Hey everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path. Happy Valentine's Day. I am here to do a tag. First off, I wanted to say it is not that early. I could be dressed. But because it is Valentine's Day, I'm giving my hubby a big Valentine's Day gift and a kiss later on. But the gift is I'm letting him sleep. And so I don't want to be in there rustling around looking for clothes and everything like that. Though I will be doing, hopefully, another video this afternoon. I've gotten a request for some of my collections to see some more of my collections. And I have some ideas for that. So, but I will be wearing clothes at this point. But you've seen me in my bathrobe a million times. Oh, I got to tell you this something interesting. Recently, I have been getting a lot of emails from these random people saying, I love your videos, I love, Books Off the Beaten Path, and if you pay me $100, I can get you where you need to be with subscribers. And I'm like, dude. If I put more time into it and I was more, what's the word I'm looking for? Reliable? Reliable about putting out videos, I know I would get tons more viewers. I don't need your help. I don't need to give you, stranger on the internet, $100 to get me some more subscribers. And like, they don't promise how many more subscribers they're going to get you. Like if they got you one more subscribers, would that be worth $100? Yeah, I don't think so. No. All right, so we're going to do this tag. This tag was made by Heather and I, mostly Heather. She is so smart and she is so wonderful and generous and giving, and she thinks mostly about the tags and comes up with these wonderful tags, and then I just tag along, get it, with her. And so it's February and we're doing this is called the Cinderella tag. Okay, so hopefully I'll have a cute Cinderella thing. What do you call it? A thumbnail. Yeah. See, if I knew those terms, I probably would have more subscribers. Sorry about my hair. I haven't gotten in the shower yet. Let's see if I can get it out of the way so at least you don't have to look at it. Okay, here we go. The Pumpkin Coach. Is there a bookish event or bookish location that you have not been able to get to at all or as much as you would like to? That's easy. First, I want to go to Hay on Wye. Is it Hay on Wye? I think it's Hay on Wye. For all of my overseas viewers, correct me if I am wrong. I want to do that at least once. But the other place is the Strand in New York City. We used to go to New York City every single summer when I was growing up. This was like when I was in middle school and just kind of the beginning of high school. And the Strand, I don't know if you know what it is, but it's a huge bookstore. Just acres and acres of books and everything like that. And at the time, I didn't appreciate it. I mean, I wasn't mad about going because I've always loved to read, but I didn't take the time that would have been willingly given to me by my parents, who are both huge readers, to really explore the Strand. So Hay on Wye and the Strand in New York City. Anybody listening to Maisie Peters these days? Check her out, she's good. All right, The Mice Turn to Horses. Name up to 3 books that are small fry in the book world but mean a lot to you. Decided not to do that one. Or name an author who does not get publicity they deserve and transform their reputation on Booktube. That's an easy one for me. Beverly Nichols. Beverly Nichols, I have 2 here. I've left her on the stairs at Mary Hall. And here's Beverly on the back. There he is. And he writes wonderful books. He doesn't really write, there's nothing profound in the books. They're just kind of little essays about him living in this dilapidated manor house that he does fix up. and his neighbors and his friends, and of course his cats and his gardens and everything like that. And it is just the most wonderful Calgon take me away moment read, because it's just, he has such a way with words. He has a beautiful written language, and the images you get are vibrant and gorgeous. And Beverly Nichols, he's out of print. I've come across like one booktuber who did a booktube event, not event, but a booktube video on Beverly Nichols. And I'm telling you, just read some Beverly Nichols. The world is a dumpster fire. You've heard that from more than one person, not just me. But Laughter on the Stairs is really about laughter and living. And it's just great. They're just fantastic. So I would say, look at these little illustrations. Aren't those cute? I would say Beverly Nichols would be my writer that people should be reading. Okay, The Glass Slipper. Name a book you love but either gave away, lost, or left behind, and now you feel you need to replace it. That's an easy one. Interview with a Vampire. I have recently fallen in love with another man, Sam Reed. Hopefully I can find a good picture of him. And Sam Reed, and he is starring in The Vampire Lestat, which I have not read. But I read Interview with the Vampire when I was in high school, and I was blown away. And it's one of those books that really changed me. And it changed me in such a way because Anne Rice, I've also read The Witching Hour, which blew me away. But for some reason, I think I have The Witching Hour and I don't have Interview with the Vampire. And I feel like it's one of those books that I should own. I'm not really big into horror, we know that, but I'm kind of getting into it a little more, just because so many of my gothics kind of skirt the edge of horror, and I'm like, I could go a little further, but I think Interview with a Vampire, I don't know what I did with it. I think I loaned it to somebody in high school who now I probably hate, but I want that back. I want to own that and have that in my personal library, and I want a good copy of it. So I'm on the lookout for that. Okay, what else? The Ball Gown. Name a book you have not read, but when you heard about it, it makes you think it will fit you perfectly. Well, I'm going to have to go with Wuthering Heights. And I'm going to have to tell you my Wuthering Heights story. I was assigned to read Wuthering Heights when I was in high school. And it was so boring. I thought it was so boring. And I skimmed through it, and I did Cliff Notes, and I didn't do the book justice, and everything like that. Well, recently this movie has come out, and it's gotten a lot of people up in arms about how they have totally wrecked the novel Wuthering Heights. And I'm like, did they read the same book that I read? Because the book I read was boring and the people were selfish and horrible and everything like that. But now that I get that that's kind of the point, I think it would fit me very well. I think I cannot consider myself a classics Gothic reader unless I give a full attention read to Wuthering Heights. So Wuthering Heights, I've got someone who's going to loan me their copy because I'm not sure if I want to buy it yet. And all the ones at the library are in use. So I have someone who's going to loan me their copy in a couple of weeks, but that's fine because I'm reading a Phyllis A. Whitney at the moment, which is hilarious. She's not meaning to be hilarious, but wait till you hear about this one. You'll laugh, hopefully. Okay, The Fairy Godmother. Your bookish fairy godmother is prepared to make 3 books appear in front of you. They may be existing books or books you wish someone would write. Well, of course, let's talk about me. I want the Bookish Fairy Godmother to help me finish my books. I finished the one, All That's Library. I mean, finished it. I haven't edited it or anything like that. I've got one called Dark and Stormy Night, which I love. I've got another one that I'm working on, which is called Helen Patterson, which I love. And then I've got Dude, which I finished, but I haven't edited or anything like that. And so I think I would like her to just, my mother was asking me about my writing the other day. I digress. My mother was asking me about my writing the other day, and she was like, because my hand was hurting, and she was like, oh, is that from all the writing? I said, no, it's from all the cross-stitching, because I'm cross-stitching and knitting in order to get ideas for these books that I'm writing. But it's really me. I'm really reluctant to sit down and write. I really feel inadequate, I think is the right word. I feel inadequate. But I don't know, everybody's having AI write their books anyway. I will never do that. My inadequacy sits on my own bathrobe shoulders. So I think I would ask the fairy godmother to not write them for me, but help me write them. Help me get past my plot problems and my character arc development, and just because when I wrote Dude, which was the first book I ever wrote, I wrote it all out longhand, and I just wrote it. And I loved it so much, and then I would type it at work at lunchtime. And it took me about, less than a year to get it finished, because I was so enamored with the story, and, you know, I typed faster than I guess whenever, but I used every lunch hour to do it. And I'm so proud of that book. That's the one I showed you. If you guys remember when I was talking about Mrs. Radcliffe, that's the one I showed you that's all typed up and written up. That's Dude. But it's not edited or anything like that. There's a part. I have to tell you this. There's a part that I never realized until one of my friends read the book, where there's a house on the hill. Gotta be a house on the hill. House on the hill, encased in woods and everything like that. And my good guys are going up to save the damsel in distress, who's not really in distress. She's perfectly fine, taking care of herself. And they go thrashing through the woods at night, and it's hard going, and they go, and they're thrashing the leaves and the branches and everything like that, scratching themselves, and it's just a mess. By the light of the moon, they're going up to this house on the hill. But then in the other chapter, I have my villain drive up to the house on the driveway. And I still get a kick out of that I never noticed that. Because, I'm sorry, I just think that's so funny, because my heroes are so stupid that they're hacking away, coming up behind the house, instead of just driving up to the front door, which my villain does. All right, I'm sorry, that was a little outrageous laugh there. Oh, it made me cry. Yep, made me cry, but that's the kind of quality I'm talking about. That needs to be taken care of. It's a good story, but things like that need to be fixed. They do need to be fixed. Well, that's all I have to say. That's my glass slipper tag. I will be tagging some other people. Heather, mwah, chef's kiss to another tag, and I love ya, and I'm so excited to be back on. I've taken the time out of my busy life. We all have a busy life, but if I really prioritize this channel, I'm sure I'd get at least one more viewer without having to pay $100. Anyway, that's all I have to say, and I will check you later.